Okay, I'm going to replace a hub on a Baby Jogger double stroller. This is the City Elite model, but a lot of them have this design where this pin fails to engage because the teeth are stripped out on the hub. This is an old hub. I had already placed the one on the opposite side, but this is a replacement hub that I got from City Elite. Got called Baby Jogger. Baby Jogger. They sent me a new one for free, or 2 new ones for free. Otherwise, if you got to purchase them, they're $3.50 a piece plus shipping. They covered these under warranty, which is pretty cool because I'm the second owner. They didn't have to do that. I would have been more than happy to pay $7 to get 2 of these to get this thing working again. But as you see, this side's engaging. This side does not because the teeth are all stripped out. Removing the wheel on this stroller is pretty easy. There's a button right here. You just press it, lift up a little bit on the stroller, and the wheel pops out. Pretty simple. There you can see a couple screws in there you got to take out to get this thing out of here. Here you see the wheel assembly. I don't know if you can see it close enough, but there's a snap ring there. That's if you don't have a pair of good snap ring pliers, which I don't. That's going to prove to be the most difficult part of this. Here's your snap ring right here. Those have to actually spread out. That washer, that snap ring kind of sets down into a groove. They got this tension washer here that kind of puts tension on it to keep this from kind of sliding in and out. So your first step is to take these couple screws out of here. They're not real long. What you may run into, if you do have a pair of snap ring pliers, is the hole on this snap ring is too big or too small for the size of my snap ring pliers. So you got to use a combination of screwdrivers, pliers, get creative to get this snap ring off of here. You basically can slide it up over and then pull this washer off and then pull this whole bearing or hub assembly off. If I was smart, I'd probably run to Harbor Freight to get myself a set of snap ring pliers or go to Lowe's, but I'm kind of impatient. So basically, you see I bent these tabs up here. Now what I'm going to do is get 2 pair of needle nose and kind of pull this snap ring apart to slide it. I'm going to have to put the camera down. I can't record at the same time doing this. Okay, I've got the snap ring up out of the groove. You kind of see the groove down there by the washer. I'm going to slide this snap ring up. Again, get creative here. The snap ring slid up around the top here. All that's left to do is to get that over. You can twist this apart a little bit. The wheel comes with, or when you get the new hub assembly here, it comes with a new snap ring and another one of these washers. So you can either keep them or you can reuse those if you want, or throw these away and put the new ones on. Got the snap ring off. Now what's left to do once those screws are out, got to pop a screwdriver in here and just kind of twist this up. Work your way around. And this assembly just kind of slides off. There you go. Got to take the screws out of there. And the bearing came out. Sometimes you might have to push the bearing out from the other side, but no biggie. This screw's not want to come out, so tap her down. I'll try to tap it out from the other side. So there you go. There's your broken hub. New hub. these got the fins. This one's had the fins that's worn out. It's basically, want a pressure bearing in again, back in there. It should go in flush. Then you want to line up the screw holes you used and slide this thing back over, and you can lightly tap it down to get it flush. And take your kind of tensioning bearing or tensioning washer. I'm not really sure what this is called, but it is meant to apply pressure. Slide it over. So basically what I'm going to do is put this washer down here. Then grab my new snap ring. Gotta get this snap ring slid over here, down the shaft, all the way down to the bottom. Gotta put the camera down. So with some finesse and a couple pair of needle nose, I was able to get the snap ring on the shaft. Now basically what I'm going to do is just kind of drive it down the shaft with a screwdriver, trying to drive it equal down, get it down all the way to the bottom. I highly recommend you go and invest in a pair of snap ring pliers. Unfortunately for me, Harbor Freight is about a half-hour away, so to take the time to drive there and back and get it, it's just easier for me to wrestle with this snap ring. But the best thing to do is to buy a new snap ring, or buy a snap ring plier set, and make sure that you buy one that's small enough to fit those holes. I've driven the snap ring down. You might just have to tap it with a screwdriver and a hammer to get it to engage, but like I say, once again, if you had snap ring pliers, you wouldn't have to fight it the way I did. The last thing that's left to do here is to put the screws in. They're plastic holes, so you don't need to crank them down. It's just meant to really kind of just hold it in place. It shouldn't have any lateral force on it that would stress it. So you just want to snug those up and go back over to your stroller. This with one hand, lift up, slide this back in till it clicks, and there you go. And if you look, the pin assembly will now engage in the hole and keeping the stroller in place with the brake. It's my first YouTube video, so I know it was a little blurry, a little jittery. But I guess the takeaway is it's pretty easy repair, pretty cheap if you got to buy the parts. I didn't even have to ask them. They covered it under warranty, which is great because I'm the second owner and don't really have any of the proof of purchase. But Baby Jogger seems like a pretty good company to work with. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope it helps.